Hello, my name is Brian Morgan from Dynamic Health and Fitness, and welcome to the Eat to Win series. Today's series we'll be talking about recipes on the go. I want to make this as simple as possible. I want to give you some different tips that you can take while you're on the road, or where you can make at home to take on the road. And I'm going to begin with that, what we can make at home, and that's where we start our days for the most part, and bring with us. Years ago it was very popular just to simply have a brown bag and carry a lunch. Today we find that we're spending more time away from our homes for many of us, and it's more important not only to pack a lunch, but also to create and pack snack meals. Some different snack meals that would be wise for you to do that would give you sustained energy, but as well as have some increased energy, like cheese and crackers. That's a nice balance of looking at protein, carbohydrates, as well as fat. 3 ounces of cheese with a serving of crackers can add up to roughly 200 calories. 200 calories is enough for most of us to get us through a couple more hours until we get to our next meal. So for example, that could be a nice snack in between breakfast and lunch. Another one would be peanuts, for example. Planters has many on-the-go packets, they actually call. It's 200 calories. It's going to give you protein and fat. And putting a fruit with that would give you that carbohydrate source that would give you that increased energy. So those are a couple different snacks that you can actually have. When we look at lunch and packing your lunch, we could look at a healthy sandwich. Looking at wheat bread, looking at some meat, putting on there, and not putting more for our snacks and chips, but actually putting a little bit more in the meat department onto the sandwich to help give us that satiety feeling that we got full from the actual meal, that we don't want to just continue to keep on munching at different foods, and also throwing a fruit in the bag as well. It's going to be a great sense of control knowing that you have at least 3 meals with you in the car and at work that you can just grab, and you're not a victim of going to a vending machine. Let's take a look outside at fast food restaurants. They definitely have done their job to accommodate for our needs, our fast-paced needs, healthier menu items. But it's interesting, many people believe that just simply by going to Burger King or McDonald's and grabbing chicken sandwiches would be healthier alternatives than having hamburgers. Well, I go online and I look at these nutritional items, I'm surprised to see a hamburger, for example, over at McDonald's is 250 calories. It's just by simply going to the next corner and going over to Burger King holds 290 calories. And 40 calories doesn't seem a lot to some of us, but some that are on a very low calorie menu, every calorie counts. Going to chicken sandwiches from a hamburger, some of these chicken sandwiches that you can get over at Burger King or McDonald's could hold up to 500 calories. So it's not necessarily the best choice of going with these chicken sandwiches over a hamburger when it comes down to calories. However, are they healthier as far as how much fat? Yes, if they don't load the condiments onto it. This is something that either you can wipe off, but also you don't have to have the entire sandwich. You could have half of this. So be mindful of eating fast food items and looking at how many calories in these items, and they make this definitely easy to track and to get online. In many actually menus, restaurants actually will give you the nutritional brochure right there on the spot. McDonald's has added a menu that I thought was interesting. They have apple cuts, and I think they're called apple fries, and served just like the French fries but for apples. That's a great option at the same time to get added fruit on the go, and that's very hard for a lot of us. Let's take a look at chain restaurants. When we look at Applebee's and we look at Chili's and so on and so forth, and I could keep on naming them, often once again we go towards salads, finding them to be the healthiest, or chicken, finding them to be the healthiest, over steak, thinking that the steak is going to be too high on calories. But we look at just your basic steak can actually have less calories than a lot of these chicken dishes out there, simply because a lot of the chicken dishes load a lot of different bacon and cheese and so on and so forth on these to make them taste better. At that time, it can be well over 1,000 calories for a simple dish of chicken and so on and so forth. So be mindful of that. Look at what you're having at these chain restaurants, and to look at it and say, do I need all the extras that they're throwing on there? I think in the Eat to Win series I've addressed being in control of what you're eating, and preparing and planning was one of the series that you've read and watched. It's important to take that into consideration when we look at recipes on the go. Why are you eating? What source of energy do you need? If you're going to be active in 30 minutes, it's not best to go ahead and have a piece of steak. It'd be much more valuable to go after a carbohydrate source. So ask yourself, what form of energy do you need? And that is a great start to begin with. Instead of asking, your children, for example, what they want, perhaps you can look at what they need. And often you don't actually have to keep on teaching them that, they'll just simply lead by example. Hope you picked up a couple different tips on this series. Thank you very much and have a great day.